Phoenix Point, Terror from the Void. The Haven of Murray was destroyed recently, the last Australian haven. But we have exacted some revenge by destroying the Pandoran lair responsible. Fire support and the Thunderbird doing a great job. The peculiar shift in attitude among haven defenders is now over with.
Seems strange to you. Trying to build a better world. A world radically different from the one most of us grew up in. Well, I'm sure it sounds very utopian. But why do we... I'm glad our values are aligned,
we totally,
at least in this matter.
We totally think like Cmdr, but we just want access to their technology. We now have access to the fusion tech and the aircraft tech. The fusion tech is really needed for expansion of most of our bases, so that is a priority tech, as well as Cmdr aircraft technology, so we can build our own Helios. The battle armor is not such an important thing, as we have access to New Jericho's armor, which is better for armor value. And we have quite the menagerie of Pandorans in our captivity, and we have yet to vivisect all of them. The Siren is the nastiest piece of work we have in our collection. A lethal Pandoran evolved to subjugate our operatives and other population. Sending the Thunderbird back to recover, and we're going to send the fire support team to forward command to repair their Scarab, which took a fair amount of damage in that lair attack. Despite our rocky start with Cmdr, our reputation is recovering, and when they are under attack by the Pure, we've sent 2 of our interceptors up here with an infantry on board to try and stop the Pure, but we will need to send probably a Manticore to help them. Our Helios interceptors only have a basic infantryman aboard, so salvage and recovery are heading up. We can now build ourselves a Helios, so that's going to be the first order of business today. Get ourselves a nice collection of interceptors for when the Behemoth arrives next. He is on his way back to the ocean. Again, we didn't have much of an impact on him. The local garrison aircraft defeating most of the flyers. Our experienced stealth Scarab team are being backed up by 2 basic assault troopers. We don't have fancy armor to give them, but we are going to make sure they have the explosives required to affect the Pure's armor. So we'll give them an extra frag grenade each and hope that they live. I would like to get them some experience because it would be good to have backup infantry that can support your efforts around the world, or we could just spam 6 interceptors full of infantry, 1 each. Now I am confident that Repo and his 2 heavy friends will be able to pull their weight, but I am concerned that my mid-infantry, the assault troopers, won't be able to have much effect against the Pure with their basic rifles. So we will probably have to leverage the defenders, try and find them and take over control of them as soon as possible. Stealth Scarab will be useful for shredding this tightly packed formation of Pure. They have an infiltrator as their boss and an infiltrator backing them up. I'm pretty lucky to be able to see them. We have good perception today. Omar heading into the fray, backed up by Warhound.
This is going to make all the difference.
Warhound still rocking her Grom autocannon.
Ready, willing, and able.
That is a weapon that's different and added to Terror from the Void, I believe. And so I've used it the whole time. 2-shot weapon, not much in the way of shred, or I don't think it has any shred. And Repo, the floor below, will be backed up by Vahe.
I'm going in.
We could hit them with our Fury 2 rocket. Not really. There is some obstruction in the way. I would like to neutralize that technician before he could drop turrets as well. Right, the leader is all but destroyed. His head the only functional part of his mech frame. Hunkering down for the cheap shot next turn. Where are the defenders? Cmdr, what do we have? We have an assault trooper. A second assault trooper. And they have reinforced the armor. He's dropping a turret. Not a very convenient place to fight a turret either. Just behind that cover. And the second technician dropping down another turret. And looks like we have someone bursting through the cover here to open fire on our stealth scarab with a heavy machine gun. The leader is pretty much neutralized. We will want to kill him ASAP. We have counter battery fire. Oh dear, I think we just fell on top of Repo. No, not quite. We took some fall damage. And equal damage to all of our limbs.
Comms online.
We fell on the other assault trooper, Vahe.
Be right there.
Oh, we have been jammed. I think it's a 50% chance to fumble. Complicates things just a little bit.
Confirming target. Wait, what?
Oh no, we fumbled it. That's highly disappointing. Warhound similarly disappointed in her archaic weapon. We're going to send Repo into the fray. He never fails to disappoint.
Oh, come on!
I'm just going to shut my mouth, I think. Repo's weapon also fumbling. We've gained control of one of the Cmdr defenders. Let's push him forward into the firing arc of this turret. Alright, the Scarab's going to have a turn here. Fire some rockets at this technician and his backup turret. One shot hitting the tree. Reposition so we have a better angle. And we don't take any more of that machine gun fire. I think my best option here is probably to kill the leader with melee. Or maybe a laser pistol.
Sprinting.
Still going to have that chance to fumble with a laser pistol. But we can't hit him, so we may as well try to shoot.
This is not my type of equipment.
Damn. The jamming field, 100% effective. I wonder if that's rolled at the start of the turn so it just affects every weapon, or is it on a weapon by weapon case and I just failed miserably? Our friend Dino is also affected by the jamming field.
Already there. That hurt, didn't it?
We hit the arms on the technician's armor.
Aiming.
Again, more equipment damage, but no meaningful hits. Oh, we blew the gun and the arms off that technician, so he's disarmed.
Be right there. Let's go.
We are exposed to this turret fire, but I think that little bit of cover might block its line of sight.
New target.
That technician proving to be highly resilient to fire. Netrix is going for a second volley with this Fury rocket.
That didn't work.
Hostile missed.
We fumbled the return fire too. The laser pistol went off, but the Grom autocannon failing to fire. That assault trooper's in a lot of trouble now. This guy has a heavy machine gun, close range shots. Brutalized. And the turret able to get shots on repo, I think that was. Yes, it was. Yeah, the line of sight of that second turret was obstructed. It had to shoot high. Clipped the head of the defender. Let's put more rockets out towards these two. A better line of sight this time. Or better arc of fire, rather. Can't see shit.
All I need is a clear shot. Wait.
Yeah, look
what?
at that. Fumbled again. This is just for science. Will we fumble every time? Alright, we're just gonna bash this sucker. Yeah, that was a highly effective jamming field. If I could get my infiltrators to be that effective, it would be fantastic. Like if you had a melee infiltrator that couldn't be shot at and gets free actions because he's cross-classed with Berserker. Evil thoughts.
To fire.
Low chance to hit this turret. Let's go for an aim burst. Seeing the turret collapse makes the technician panic. How could my technology be so weak?
I'm ready.
It was more likely it was the boss's death, but I like to think that he cries over the loss of his equipment. Turret returned fire, blasting the Cmdr defender right in the face. Our friend Dino hasn't done much. He's going to have to run into the open here.
It's all about the skills.
Because the line of sight on a curved building is a little bit odd sometimes. I think we have a ledge above us, actually. Yeah, we do. Trying to shoot through the cover.
I'm on the move.
We'll play the cautious approach with these two.
On it.
Still can't get the frag out due to the ledge above us. There we go. Blown down the cover.
I'm going.
Alright, let's see what happens. The turret's choosing to attack the farms. I think because we killed the technician, it just attacks the closest thing now. Some more crossbow bolts for the collection.
Standing by.
We'll take this crossbow and its bolts as well. Okay, if we can hit some more rockets on both of them, it'd be great. But this guy, we need to shred his armor. Not a bad effort.
Be
A
right
little bit
there.
stuck in this position here.
Do we have a plan?
Pretty sure it's going to return fire and blow him away if we don't kill it. Oh, luckily it hit the end of the weapon. Otherwise that would have been a kill. But now that we've drawn that return fire, we have free aim. Dino taking down his first target. We could put some suppressing fire into this shield here. For nil effect. A little bit of armor shred.
Dashing ahead.
We'll move Repo into position to attack next turn. He might be able to get a quick aim out, but I think the angles are pretty shitty, so we'll set up an overwatch. And then we'll force them to shoot at that guy. That's a respectable shred there, especially at long range. He's gonna die, so we better give him some first aid. We need to put some more rockets on this one. If we can blow his arm off, he'll be easy to kill. One of the rockets going out of bounds, the second one blowing off one of the arms. They're pretty much safe to move forward and execute now.
Hostile destroyed.
Try and get around the shield. Might be able to clip his head at close range. Yep. Vahe up, advance. These two might eat a frag grenade.
Ready for action.
Just keep these guys out of action, I think. Might bring Omar. Yeah, he went for the frag. All good. He's dead next turn. We'll move Vahe up. He can secure a kill as well. Try to push them to the top of the experience board. Didn't really work. They're at the bottom.
This is a message for the Phoenix Project. I thought you had what it takes. A phoenix rising from the ashes. The ashes! Ashes to ashes, nothing but a myth. You have struggled with stupidity at every turn. Suffered betrayals that brought humanity to the brink of extinction. Yet you can't see the obvious. Humanity cannot be saved without total transformation. Without becoming pure. Who do you think the savior should be? West? The coward West hiding behind his walls? The abominations that spread the disease? Or the idiots who think we should embrace the infected and live with them as pets? No. The pure will cleanse the world, and all flesh that opposes us will melt away. The festering pits of rot and decay will be forgotten, and a new order forged from blood. Blood! And titanium will rise. If the Phoenix Project thinks it has the strength to stop us, that's your foolish fantasy. You know where we are. Come if you dare.
It seems we pissed off Subject 24 enough to give away his home base position. The unfortunate thing for Subject 24 is I wish that they were a fully fledged faction so that you could actually have a reputation with them. Because when I played vanilla, I was all aboard. I wanted to convert all my dudes to the metallic form, the pure form. But you don't get the option to go all in, unfortunately. So we have now found Subject 24's bionic fortress, and we can assault it at any time. And if we do that, it would stop the Pure from attacking, and that effectively ends that story arc. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to keep them around for a little bit longer. We have more pressing concerns.
You seem to be genuinely on our side, and everyone here at Cmdr really appreciates that.
We did have a rocky
Please
start
understand
to
that we are
relations.
cautious with organizations such as the Phoenix Project, not because we're trying to be obstinate, but because we've had some pretty terrible experiences that we'd prefer not to repeat.
It totally
You
wasn't
know
us.
that I have high hopes for an alliance between the Phoenix Project and Cmdr. So my advice is this. What would be really helpful right now would be a more direct demonstration of your support. That could really win some hearts and minds. At this moment, we have a couple of really important projects running. The sort that could actually change the future, like improving our mist-repelling tech, which may allow us to peacefully coexist with the new ecology, or deploying a new breed of modified plant to help us reclaim the planet for ourselves. Believe me when I say we've had a lot of debates about... Zara will be pleased to hear that. She is one of the most passionate advocates of, well, some people would say the original values of Cmdr, but it's hardly that simple. She's part of a loose coalition called the Polyphonic Tendency, which advocates solutions that reject all hierarchies, all forms of domination. Nikolai, on the other hand, oh dear.
I think the mist repellers are very good for the war, keeping the mist away, but I would prefer to exterminate the Pandorans completely. Now that we have an answer to the oniric delirium, let's try the experimental treatment. Okay, he's reduced to 0 stamina, but we're heading back to base, so that's pretty good. The fire support team could use some treatment. Takeshi is now afflicted with wolverine as a result of the experimental mutagen. Subjects may overcome this condition as they continue to be deployed in the field. 20% accuracy, but gain slashing strike. The subject has gained a retractable claw-like appendage protruding from their right wrist. Unfortunately, discharging firearms has become moderately uncomfortable. That is cool. We can slash him with our slashy hand. Sophia just needed to be sedated. That's a pretty positive perk. And again, sedated. Thunderbird's passenger module is moments from completion. The Helios will start construction next. We have enough resources, so we will build the weapons and armor package for the Interceptor Helios. So 2 Marauders and an armor plate. And the module is now complete, so we can fit it up to the Thunderbird. I'm going to call these guys the Mechanized Infantry, as they will have 4 troopers and a vehicle. And the vehicle is supporting them, rather than the other way around. We might make them a big anti-Pandoran scarab. So we're going to build the Taurus for it, I think. The cannon. We'll make it a stealth scarab. Now that our interceptors are fully stocked with their new weapons and armor package, I just have to fit it to Interceptor 1-1. We're going to scrap off the old and recover the resources for those. And then I think it's time to build our next vehicle. Despite having a few vehicles in reserve, we have Aspidas and Junker in reserve. I need a 4-man vehicle, and I can't build armadillos yet, so we're going to go with a Scarab. The United States is really starting to open up as the Battle Barge and the Nest Busters make their way through. We did complete a resource mission in the United States with the Nest Busters, but it was a very by-the-numbers mission where all the crates were pretty much right next to us at the start, so we did skip publishing that one. And mainly it was mutagens, which was frustrating. During Interceptor 1-2's downtime, they are exploring, and we found a rich resource site. Salvage and recovery team are almost recovered, so they're going to head off to do that one. And then we're going to marshal up and try and attack this infested haven. We're going to trade off some of our excess technology using Interceptor 1-1, and then it needs to return to base to have its armor package fitted. We have already had one enemy base incursion, and I feel like it's time to reevaluate our security systems. So we're going to have 2 security stations at every single base, with the exception of Phoenix, Australia, which will have 0, due to it having complete stock of rookies to throw into the fire. Forward operating base Med is concentrating on food production. Phoenix Charlie is here in Somalia. Let's rename this one. It's just going to be a forward operating base. And for now, it's just a leap pad into southern Africa. Battle barge crew are a little bit worse for wear. They do need some medical assistance. Our operatives have now reported a firefight going on in an old factory. Turns out it's not a firefight, just an old fireworks factory, and something has disturbed the warehouse and all the stock is exploding. Lairs represent larger and more complex Pandoran colonies. Based on our observations, when several Pandoran nests come in contact with each other, a dominant nest assumes control of the others, entering its second level of development. While nests are only able to spawn lesser mutated creatures, lairs produce specialized types known as sirens and chirons, as well as Pandoran subtypes that the nests were previously creating. Nest busters have found a pure scavenging site. Coincidentally, the Bionic Fortress is in the United States. So we're going to send a combined team of nest busters and the battle barge. Those that can still fight, because the armadillo's a little bit worse for wear. I'm sure we'll figure out who's going. We have to base it on who's got stamina. Some people have none after their experimental treatment. We've arrived at the scavenging point. It's an all-female team today. Well, let's see how these ladies go. We are facing off against the pure. It remains to be seen how effective our grenade launcher will be against the pure. So our best interest, as always, is to get in and out. The lasses have an eclectic collection of armor and equipment, running very light so that we can extract maximum from this mission. Spotted our first contacts, and we're collecting our first packages of resources, science and material. We have 13 to collect today, preferably with no casualties. Guess you could say that Adela and Doomgal are the most experienced of the lasses here today. The Nestbusters are making a name for themselves, but they are eager to see how an experienced team will lead the charge. Adela fully filling her backpack. Where is the evac? It's very close. We have a 3rd crate there, a 4th up there. We have lots of bad guys. Let's throw some grenades on them. Now, strangely, fire is pretty good against the pure, if you can get it to go off on them. But at least we can use the napalm to deny them the area. If they want to run through it, they're welcome to. And Nightcat is going to move up towards this other crate. She has our highest perception and night vision. So I guess you could say she is our scout today. Killshot is actually one of the original crew, Irina. So she is in fact very experienced. And suffering from a very strange mutation. She now has claws on her arm, which is not great for a sniper, I will say that. So we have fire damage coming off on the pure next turn. If I can shred their armor, it will do significant damage to their limbs. Killshot's making a run towards the crate on the left side of map. Doomgal and her shotgun will not do much to a fully protected pure soldier. But her jetpack will get her close enough to snag that box next turn.
Here comes the Phoenix.
I do want to try and minimize her use of willpower so we can rapidly extract her. We also do not want her to get shot. I might keep her in reserve with the armadillo. Alright, they have disrupted our use of willpower. Crossbow bolts against the front armor of the armadillo are ineffective. This one choosing Overwatch. Frag grenade. Minor damage. Alright, let's get down the armor of these pure soldiers. Drop the napalm on him there, drive through it, drop off Doomgal. Doomgal doesn't care about fire, she's resistant to it. Let's see how that works. We don't want the armadillo to take too much damage. Otherwise we have to trek all the way back to Alaska to repair it. We don't have a base in the local vicinity. But these collected materials may allow us to activate the base here. Nightcat extracting those materials. And that's one less soldier we need to worry about. Warbird could probably evac as well. Lobber is fully packed. Yep, she can evac as well. We might leave it up to Killshot and Doomgal to finish off this mission. Warbird, evac. Alright, let's see how these two go. We have a box right here, and then we could loot it and evac next turn. And we have just enough space to take everything. Move her into cover behind the crate. And we have one box remaining. Doomgal at the wheel of the armadillo. What is she going to do? Oh wait, we have another one on the pedestal over there, another crate. We're probably better off launching another grenade to try and shred this fellow. This is the sort of conundrum I had last time, and we very well nearly lost our stealth scarab. It was just poor firepower and poor accuracy from the Forsaken that allowed us to live. Ooh, he's jumped into the flames and broken his limbs off. Just charging through all of the cover. An extended burst from the SMG doing a pretty big amount of damage. Alright, let's run over here, take this one. Hopefully that guy should have burned to death by the time we get back.
Can't wait.
Out you go. Get into heavy cover. Can we make it to the crate? We have a guy looking straight at us with a shotgun. We probably want some elevation to minimize our cross-section here. He should only be able to see the very top of our head. Killshot didn't bring a sniper rifle, so she can't provide any help. We'll evac her. It's up to Doomgal to finalize this mission. Unfortunately, they are all standing where we need to go next. We are being surrounded. We can't use the jetpack now, so we've just been disrupted. Thrown a frag over Doomgal's head. who replies with a shotgun blast. Let's take that. I've just now discovered you can double click to load stuff. Excellent.
Moving to coordinates.
Overwatch shot, crossbow bolt, as she leaps into the air, but it's a miss. Yeah, I think we're going to abandon the other crate. I don't think we should stay. There are too many around it. This thing's going to be full of arrows when it gets back to base. Yeah, I think evac is the prudent choice. We are missing out on 3 resource crates, but that's okay. Well done, ladies. And of course, Doomgal, the hero, earning the most experience. Materials and mainly ammunition today. This will be enough for us to fit out Phoenix, Alaska. Now that the med bay is attached to the hangars, we can remove the fabrication plant. We need to put in a security station. And I want to try and build this base so that it funnels the bad guys through the vehicle bay to get to the living quarters and the medical bay. To see how base layout affects defense. FOB Alaska has everything it needs now to function as a resupply point for the rest of our forces transiting into this area. Build a food production at all of my bases. Forward operating base med has more. And I'm hoping that if we lose a lot of havens, I can rely on some food income to prop up our resource situation, because if we lose too many havens, you lose your opportunities to trade. Phoenix Forward Command can't afford space-wise to have an extra security station. We're going to fit a second containment lab, because I expect to be able to capture a few more. Somalia is behind the curve, so we need to add a security station. Living quarters. We have a huge queue of build orders, manufacturing and resources. We have a new intelligence report. The Pandorans are evolving very quickly. They now have armor-piercing rifles, and we have another flavor of Siren. Sending both teams, fire support and salvage, to take that rich site so that we can get more buildings operational. The battle barge continues its slow crawl to Central America. We've arrived, so it's time to send the best of the best. It is daytime. Let's go. It seems the RNG gods have aligned once more, and we are surrounded by all of the resource crates, so we're just going to collect what's here and vamoose. There's no point staying to fight when it's this easy. It turns out most of the points were spent on fireworm chirons, which are totally ineffective against our scarab. And so we don't even really need to bother. I'm not going to bother with that other crate on the other side of the mission. Shot up a few fireworms, and that's about it. That's all she wrote. Pretty good haul considering the mission was extremely easy. We're going to spend these materials on investing in new weapons for our Nestbuster team. Because the Nestbusters are an all-assault team, we are going to give them light grenade launchers so that they have some ability to shred enemies at range, and they can fire them quite rapidly. So if we have every one of them fitted with an agile grenade launcher, I think we're going to have a good time. We'll build a Fury rocket too for our other heavy. The mechanized infantry can't depart until their scarab's ready, but we can add the weapon for their scarab and the Lazarus shield to the bottom of production and add it to the vehicle when it's ready. They can still complete missions without those equipment. New Helios is ready, which means that in a few hours its weapon and armor will be ready too. Put an infantryman aboard it and send it off to Fighter Base Central. Here it is. We just need to arm it. We've also discovered a rescue mission. Let's do it. We've sent salvage and recovery. We will load them out with a little bit of extra medical help, a weapon, and then send them out to try and recover more soldiers for the cause. up against the flesh-warped shades. 15% per ally to accuracy, up to 60%. So, deadly accurate shotgun rounds. Shit. Sniper shotguns. Let's get in close before the rebels are eviscerated by the Forsaken. The Forsaken are probably cannibalistic. I've seen the loading screens. They seem to be pretty hands-on. Let's jump up Omar as well, and then enter that zone, and we can replenish the willpower. We have spotted one of our rescue targets. Repo, get inside the Scarab. Let's go get that assault trooper. We do not want the priests to mind control the rebels. Or the raiders, whatever they are. They soon will be Phoenix. And we've also spotted a Raider Heavy. Okay, we are ready for extraction. We just have to get in there to gain control of them. Oh, yeah. Take that, priest.
Let's go then.
Point blank shots to the face. And the assault throwing what seems to be a frag grenade. Frag grenade and 2 quick aims, I think that was. Pretty good attack on the assault's behalf. Uh-oh. Headshot. Return fire. Minimal damage on the return fire, unfortunately. We all have to travel together this time because we have to extract from the other side of the map. Repo out. He has full actions for rapid deployment. Just check the room before we enter. There is no window to get shot from. Let's try and snag control of this assault trooper who is critical. He is critically wounded. We need to get him out of here. He will bleed to death next turn. She, rather. Alright, get on board. And we need to move. And then turn around, ready for load up. And the heavies will jetpack across the map to get away. We should be able to get this heavy trooper there. I might have to blast this fellow. Very high armor though.
Keep it together.
Alright, yeah, we can get the heavy out of here. Like, I don't think I could ever do a rescue mission again without a vehicle. This makes it so much easier. We could just hop, skip, and jump across the map to escape.
I'm here.
One of them will have to because we don't have enough room in the Scarab. No chance of hitting with a Fury.
I know how to do this.
Omar aboard. Everyone is
I can
aboard
make a
except
difference.
Warhound. She has the most willpower out of my heavies. They've just had their experimental treatment, so they're at the peak mental fitness. Try and keep her pretty safe. Might have to
Here I come.
leave this building to get a proper jump. There is a chance they will throw a frag up there and blast the floor out from beneath her.
Check this out.
Let's block the ladder so he can't climb up to clobber us or shoot us in the face. We have new Jericho heavy armor, so I'm not concerned too much with damage. Deciding to run for the Scarab. Taking no shots because virus rifles are totally ineffective against armor. Oh no! Despite having so much willpower, we have been mind controlled by a priest. And that is the danger of a lone soldier. Alright, we're going to have to blast him to hell. Unfortunately, that doesn't stop the mind control. It's not like a siren, it's not tied to their head. We're going to have to dismount to shoot him. It's going to have to be repo. He's going to have to rapid clear that hole. Or we might just use rockets again. Warhound just got frenzied by the friendly priest, yes. So if we kill that priest now, we will get a frenzied Warhound back. Disabled our track. Oh, here comes that autocannon. Damn. Warhound losing control of her senses. I thought she had a damaged amygdala. So she is resistant to psychic screams, but not mind control. But we have cured her of such afflictions. Let's exit the vehicle. And Omar is going to cause violence with the clobber weapon. Hitting him so hard we broke one of his arms. Unfortunately, he does have regeneration. So Repo is going to have a turn with the Redemptor shotgun. Sorry, it's the Anu this time. We left the Redemptor at home.
Let's blast them.
No damage. No damage. No damage because of the armor. And we missed. I think our gun clipped through. Uh-oh. It looks like the Scarab might suffer a similar fate. This thing is a bit of a shooting bag. They missed! What is this missing at close range? Oh, that's hilarious. It must be something bugging out. And the virus rifle does nothing too. So, this Scarab is blessed by the gods. It has now suffered minimal damage from close range weapons fire in multiple missions. Warhound making her way out after regaining control of her faculties. There we go, we are now stealth, and in theory we should be okay to escape. Yeah, they're chasing Warhound. They've spotted us, but on their last action, I think. Just Belial, the fledgling, having a shot, and missing again. He's going to have his Forsaken card revoked. He will be using an axe from now on. The tribal chief is not happy with his performance. And a successful extraction. 2 new soldiers added to the roster. Our operatives have discovered the cryogenics lab Symes mentioned in his notes. It appears to have been a government facility. Alright, we got another night vision heavy, a nurse, level 4 and level 5. Nestbusters are going to go and do this government facility. It is a pretty easy mission because you're fighting raiders, I believe. And despite our armadillo being on its last legs, its weapon will make the next mission to be fairly trivial too. Our high-speed, low-drag nestbusters are ready to rumble. Let's go. We brought a few friends. We brought Nora the priest. And we brought Killshot. We're up against the broken bugs. Their leader, Silt, has retribution. Scary. Well, he's going to see what kind of retribution we can deal.
Enemy contact.
They've infested this government ex-black site, and we need the information here. The armadillo cannot endure direct confrontation, but it doesn't need to with an indirect fire weapon like the grenade launcher. We're going to drop napalm on their heads. And we are going to purge this facility of all of the scum. They are lightly armored, so they are going to get chewed up next turn by that fire. And we're going to use Nightcat and her night vision to find the rest of them. There is the leader, Silt.
Target located.
We found a heavy troop. We are ourselves discovered. And so far, that is all that we can see. So I feel confident now to move Nora up. She's just our light sniper. Nowhere near as effective as a dedicated sniper in that role. But she can mind control people that it gets too close to her. That would not be fun. Keeping Warbird safe out the back. She is pretty fragile for an assault trooper. But when we groom her to be her max potential, she will have a lot of willpower.
Moving to position.
Killshot moving up. Sniper rifle ready to rumble. We can see that helmet through the fire. I would love to shoot him in the face. We might make it an Overwatch shot.
Moving now.
So that anyone moving through the fire also has to deal with laser rounds. Nighttime gives us very poor range, though. That is the downside. But really, we just want to set up a fire position here so that our armadillo can do all the work. We're going to use our infantry here just to pick out the stragglers from the flames. Moving to concealment. We could use the virus rifle to make them panic. Send some napalm towards the leader Silt. Low chance to hit, high scatter. Let's go for the heavy instead. Arm, leg, arm, all removed. A death sentence for a heavy trooper. He's lost his other arm now, and his friend running into the fire to see what the problem is. Silt the boss is going to charge at us with a mallet, but Killshot's ready for him and removes him from the equation. This has panicked everybody. This guy lost his entire body as he fell into a burning vat of oil. Fire is fun. Everyone's come outside, they're like, what the hell is going on? And so we continue our barrage. Oh, damn. Losing all the limbs. Applying the fire debuff. Those two guys are toast. That guy is toast. Everyone is toast. We'll hit the heavy. He's the most concerning one. We'll shred his armor. He took out the arm, so he's combat ineffective. We can mind control someone. We're going to mind control this fella here and make him feel like he needs to get back into the fire. No, he's panicked. That's sad. Next turn, he's running into the fire.
I'm here.
Nightcat. Let's shred the armor on this guy. We missed. And we missed. Should have done an aim burst. Get Warbird over to swap sides. We do have that uninjured berserker that will charge at us.
Let's go.
Got a good angle on him. No, he's blocked.
Channel open.
Kill shot, step forward. Let's hit this guy in the head.
Nice. Channel open.
Nora still has lots of willpower, so she could still take a lot more brains next turn. Can't quite reach out to this guy because he's out of line of sight. So we better move back. I was hoping to take that berserker and run him into the fire. Overwatch with the shotgun. Any crazy axe-wielding maniacs will take a shot to the face. The heavy trying to escape the flames. This one not caring so much, stepping into the flames to take shots at kill shot. And that axe-wielding maniac, not so crazy after all, choosing to use his pistol. Kill shot is good as new. The head of that raider filling the scope.
Moving now.
But I'm going to stay with my evil plan. We're going to take control of this guy. And he's going to embrace the fire. We want him to run through maximum fire. Keep going. Don't be shy.
It worked.
As expected, he got blasted by his friend's return fire. Honestly, that's the most dangerous thing about that perk. If a friend gets mind control and opens fire, everyone with return fire will shoot him.
Come get some.
We have this one-armed person hanging around the corner. We do need to get someone into the facility to activate the objective. Nora's had a field day. It's the most use we've made of her mind control. He ran away.
Here we go.
He's trying to run away, but the fire continues to spread. Helped by another grenade. I think he escaped, but I'm going to throw one over there anyway. And if he's in there, he ain't happy. And we deleted the last heavy. Atomized. Oh wait, there's one left bleeding out in the control room. Take the objective. Step in. Shoot the bad guy. Finish the mission. That, my friends, was another episode of Phoenix Point's Terror from the Void. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode as we continue towards Central America.
In the 1960s, the Phoenix Project clashed with an unknown intelligence outfit associated with the CIA. One of these clashes concerned the cultures stored in this lab, said to be responsible for a terrible plague somewhere in what was then called the Third World. At the time of his death, my great-grandfather was trying to force the CIA to at least share some samples, but they denied everything, even the existence of this lab. It looks like the research was abandoned in the late 1970s. I'm not sure why. The samples are degraded, but if my analysis is correct, this is the Pandora virus. Sometimes I wonder whether the only reason we survived as a species is sheer luck.